today we have a reading for you about how people who send negative energy your way, sometimes they just don't get it. They don't realize that sometimes their hate and activities actually contribute to your success. I have to block out the swear word on here, but it starts with an F. I'm sure you can figure it out. But there is a group of people who talk about you negatively. And unfortunately for them, and fortunately for you, the amount of time they spend talking about you just drew attention to the good things that you do, or, promoted your business, or got someone to realize that maybe you were somebody they wanted to date. So all of that evil eye or hate ends up working in your favor because you know how to transmute that energy. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you are having a wonderful day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, along with more information on how to become a member, as well as how to get your very own homemade soy candle from my Etsy shop if you are interested. All right, let's dive in. We're going to start with the Wild Reflections Tarot. Let's see what else we get for you. Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Maybe I shouldn't laugh because the Nine of Swords talks about anxiety or stress, but this is coming through specifically as, oh no, I guess like whatever I thought I was going to facilitate, I've actually helped the opposite. So, someone who really wanted to see you fail has inadvertently helped you to succeed, and they're about to be introduced to that concept. They're about to see that you've actually become quite successful, or hear that, your book is number one, or see that someone that they talked trash to actually ended up looking you up and feeling like you are exactly who they're looking for. But whatever their intentions actually were towards you, they messed it up. They messed up the spell. So the Hierophant in the reverse, this is like someone being unseated. So maybe they were used to being seen as the most successful or the most attractive, but now you're taking over that spot. Hello, Krika. Hello, Sabash. How are you doing? Hello, Aussie. What's up? So we have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Wands in the reverse. Like I was making this prayer or manifesting failure for someone, but didn't realize that you could take that energy and repurpose it for success. If someone's in a low vibration, their ability to impact your good high vibration is like zero. You are protected. So, what ends up happening with people who have really embraced spiritual awakening is at a certain point, the people who send you this negative energy, you become aware of it and how to flip that and use that to further your goals. And I see that as what has happened. So, I guess they're a little bummed. They didn't realize that you could make it work. Hello, Tropics. How are you doing? Hey, Kritka, please do not repeat your messages. If you would like me to do a pull of cards for you or do a personal question for you, I do that after the general reading, which would be in about 30 minutes. And I prioritize those who have tipped or those who have donated a membership to someone else in the live chat, okay? But please don't be repeating. Hello, DFA. How are you doing? Hello, Grant. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, flip it and reverse it. It's your it. I don't actually know what words she says, but that's what went through my head. Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Chariot. So their negative energy just acts as gasoline or fuel to whatever it is that you are accomplishing. You can just tell those horses are moving quickly and they have expedited success or some achievement here. And that's not what they meant to do. Womp womp. Oh, we got another grant. Is it the grant team? The grant club? What else do we have? Ace of Swords and the Tower. So they end up finding out, and maybe this is some ways in the future, maybe this is like yesterday, but they end up finding out, your haters or hater, that you have actually done quite well for yourself, that you have been able to take what you had and make something impressive happen. So good for you. High five. But perhaps this achievement is even more enjoyable for you because you know that it gets under the skin of one of your haters or a group of haters. Queen of Cups in the reverse. Nine of Wands and the Fool. So they have no love for you. They kept sending negative energy your way. You are protected. And as a result, you have this new beginning or this huge achievement, and they can't stop it. And apparently they've just made it easier for you. Thank you, DFA. Let me add that for you. What should I be aware of for the upcoming week? I have added that for you. Thank you. Hello, Harry. How are you doing? I hope I said that right. Is it Harry? You let me know. What else do we have? The Six of Swords. They're over here like, I'm going to sink your boat. And you're like, I'm already across the river. I don't know what you're saying. Nice try. But really, you just ended up promoting my business, or you made it so that somebody figured out that they actually had a big crush on me. So, like, who are you really hurting over there? Low vibrational people who like to send negative energy to others. Look, they're low vibrational. They probably don't have as much insight into energy work or understanding, manifestation the way somebody who's in high vibration does. Maybe there's exceptions to the rule, but I'm going to go ahead and back the person who's high vibrational. They probably understand how it works, and that seems to be you in this reading. This is the Tattoo Tarot. What else do we have? That definitely helps, Grant. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. The World. And Death in the reverse. You may have gone a bit quiet or taken a break from social media. Maybe you weren't out and about or going to, like the happy hours that you used to. And they wanted to assume, or they felt quite comfortable assuming, that you were dealing with issues that made life difficult. And instead, what you were doing is building something for yourself, working on something. Maybe for some of you, you went back to school. Back to school. They weren't able to stop you because you were able to do some work without the need to like brag to everybody. Guess what I'm going to do next week? Guess what I'm going to do next month? Guess what I got coming out? When you are working on a major achievement or accomplishment in your life, I might advise keeping that fairly quiet because there are people who will try to get involved or try to even get in the way of that success. And this is somebody who thought that they could put some sort of damper on your abilities or stop you in place. But the reality is, they were focused on the wrong thing. It's like if they wanted to get you fired, you had already gotten a different job. If they wanted to make your relationship end, you were already single and focused on other things. If they wanted to make you doubt yourself, you were already finding a new way to appreciate the skills and the focus that you have. So it's just like a swing and a miss for this person or these individuals who wanted you to fail. They might see something that looks like failure, but it's really just you leveling up and they haven't realized it. So with the Five of Pentacles, this is what they were wishing upon you. But in reality, we had that Chariot, right? They want to feel like they are going to stop you from reaching the goals that you have, or stop you from competing in the industry that you chose. They just seem to be a bit myopic. They don't seem to realize what's really going on or what you're focused on. Therefore, whatever they try to send your way, whatever negative energy, it seems to be missing the point or missing the mark. King of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I do feel like for some of you, this is a person who is paying a practitioner to send negative energy your way. That seems like unnecessary and also a bad idea. This negative energy is coming back on them. We have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse and the Three of Swords. If they have wished for failure within your professional career, they are finding out that you are actually more successful now than you were previously. If they wished for your relationship to end, they're now realizing that you are more confident because you're single, or that you've gotten into a better relationship. And more importantly, they're starting to see some of the problems that they wished upon you happening to themselves. This is What's the News. What else is going on, please? All right, so for some of you, this is a person who wants to make you seem like you're a little bit too caught up in naked time with people. But for others of you, this is a person that you might have rejected and they still hold a little bit of interest in you. But because they were rejected, they are a bit butthurt. They are a little bit irritable because I thought you would say yes, or I thought I could, convince you to be mine. We have the Chained card. This is someone who is codependent. They have an unhealthy attachment. And I feel like that unhealthy attachment is, I feel better about myself if I know that you are not doing very well. That's a difficult way to find a happy existence. But now they're realizing that all that negative, low vibrational energy might actually be having more of an impact on their own life than yours. I think they have a crush on you. I don't know if they feel like they're allowed to admit it, though. This could be someone you put in the friend zone, or this could be somebody that is an ex, or maybe they feel like you're a romantic rival to them. Nonetheless, they're sending this negative energy your way, and it's not working out. So there's somebody here who has your back, somebody who has invested in your dreams or believes in you. And that really irritates your enemy, your hater. But this person, they have been helpful to you. And I think they've also kept secrets where it makes sense, right? Thank you for the like. I appreciate it, Grant. Let's go with the Hocus Pocus Tarot. What else do we have? Four of Potions, which is the Four of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. 10 of Potions or 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the Eight of Swords. So these are the spells that they have tried to send your way. They want your professional career to be filled with rejection or setbacks. And they also want you to feel like you don't know what's going on. Maybe like you're confused, or you're dealing with somebody who is ghosting you or failing to communicate with you. They want you frustrated in terms of work and in terms of love. Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Potions in the reverse. But instead, you are gaining in both areas. That Six of Pentacles, that's a positive card. That's something that you are getting, and it's a gain. If it were in the reverse, it would be a loss. But the Knight of Cups is in the reverse because whatever spell work has been sent your way against these two areas in your life, that's like, nope, better luck next time. That didn't work at all. Nice try. Sorry. Hello, Rom. How are you doing? So we have the Ten of Lightning or the Ten of Swords in the reverse, and the World. You take the energy that is sent your way, and instead of it causing endings or frustrations in your life, you repurpose that, and it enables you to level up and get closer to the goals that you want to achieve. All right, let's get a few. We'll go with the Golden Art Nouveau. Hello, Static. How are you doing? It happens. I've been getting some really off-base ads. It's like, you don't even know who I am if that's what you think I would potentially invest in. No. But yeah, can't win them all, I suppose. Five of Wands in the reverse. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Page of Wands. So with this Five of Wands, we have a pretty obvious, like, fighting energy, right? Like, hiya, take that. Ooh. It's in the reverse. They're trying to start a fight with you, and you're like, they didn't even, like, leave a mark on my clothes, but okay, whatever. They're investing in something, either time or money, and they keep checking with that Page of the Wands, or Page of Wands. They're like, are you upset yet? Did you get fired yet? Checking their social media, like, are you sad? Are you whining about things yet? Why are you happy? That's not what I asked for. I ordered something different. And you're over here like, I'm the Empress. Doesn't matter what your gender is. The Empress is a good card for you because it means you can create an empire. It means that if they're trying to put you in this Four of Swords where you feel like you need to heal or recuperate, you're like, no, I feel fresh. I feel ready. I know what I want. And most importantly, the Wheel of Fortune is sending positive things my way. So you change up the energy once it gets to you, and you repurpose it in a way that brings you what you want. And that leaves your hater or your haters feeling like they've wasted time, energy, and possibly money. Hello, Lord Drums. I don't know that I could claim that I have mastered the New York, like, Italian accent, but if that's what it sounded like, epic. I am much more versed in the yeah, sure, don't you, or yeah, sure, yeah, betcha, like, Minnesota accent, because I grew up there. Hello, Billie Jean. How are you doing today? What else? Okay, so I don't remember what movie this was, but there was a fight scene or like a battle scene, and there were people shooting arrows that got like um they were made useless. And that's what I see with this strength in the reverse and temperance. You're this earth angel. It doesn't matter what your gender is. Maybe you don't like to wear dresses, but you're still pretty angelic. And there's protective energy around you. This is because you are high vibrational. So do not let this person drag you into low vibrational energy. That will have detrimental effect. But it's because you stay in your lane, because you're focused in what is important to you and you don't get dragged into this BS. That's why none of their magic works on you. That's why none of their ill wishes actually take root. So you're over here coming through as the King of Pentacles, someone who is able to build stability and achieve. And they're over here hating. They're like, what? That's not fair. But like, I've been saying all of these mean things about you and doing spells that are supposed to ruin your love life and your finances. I don't understand why you are unscathed. It's not fair. When? I'm sorry. Do I need to get you a blinky and a pacifier? I just keep doing this magic and none of it actually has any impact. I don't get it. If they're low vibrational, I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised that they don't understand that some people are protected. But when you are low vibrational, you're open to all of this energy actually having impact. So they feel like they can just pass this negative energy on to you, and it don't work that way. So I guess if you're low vibrational, find someone else low vibrational to pick on. Pick on somebody your own vibrational level instead of size, right? Hello. Oh, wait, I already said hello to you. Hello, 25. What's up? No, but they're so comfortable. Homer likes moo-moos. Or maybe just the one. I think it was just the one moo that he wore. You know, when he saved the day from the nuclear explosion. Oop, that's not the right. There we go. So we have the World, the Two of Cups in the reverse, and the Star in the reverse. It's like they don't have your address, so they can't send you anything. And if a relationship ends in your life, that's because rejection is protection and that person wasn't meant to be in your life. But they're not going to be able to impact the things that they're trying to ruin for you. They just aren't. You're like a bigger deal than them. Should I say that again? Because that would really irritate them. You're a bigger deal than they are. So it's not going to work. Womp, 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 womp. All right, let's see if the Evil Eye card comes out. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Yep, it's true. Hello, Santiago. How are you doing? Hello, Mariana. How are you doing? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Very much so. Welcome. This is the Voyage of the Soul. What do we have? Gifts, skills, talent, practice, publicity, success, and fame. I told you. And breakthrough, milestone, epiphany, climax, advancement, and quantum leap. So, what this tells me is you already had these gifts. You were already destined for success, especially because you are staying out of that low vibrational energy. And then this little dude or this little lady over here is like, I'm going to send negative energy your way. Poof. And what they really do is expedite your success. I find that funny. I love that for you. You were already going to be a big deal. They are only adding to your success every time they try to ruin it. So we have purity, innocence, light, humble, virtuous, moral, and genuine. Because look, there are some people who the main goal is I want to be famous or I want to be rich. And if that's you, respectfully, you are better than that. If you want to have a positive impact on people, if you have a gift to share with people, maybe you can help them feel beautiful. Maybe you can help them feel healthier. Maybe you can help them let go of trauma. But whatever your gift is, focus on what change you can bring about in the world. Don't be all about the, I want to be rich, okay? I just want all of the things in the world, because that's low vibrational. It's when you focus on what you can do for others that that real success really comes in. And it's because you have this virtue, it's because you want to actually be good or do good, that this success is meant for you. So those words that people are trying to use to slow you down, they have no effect. Or rather, they have a positive effect instead of a negative effect. Hello, Burton. How are we doing today? Let me add that for you. How do Amber and Victoria view me after yesterday? I've added that. Thank you, Burton. Hello, DJ. What's up? Hello, guess who? What's up? So we have intuition and journey. If your haters want to take a little bit of a trip and work on themselves and go through that dark night of the soul like you have, then maybe they can learn a little bit more about energy work, and maybe they can learn a little bit more about how to have success for themselves. Because in reality, it's not just that this is somebody who doesn't want to see you do well. It's that they're terrified you're going to make them look bad. Maybe they're super competitive with you, or maybe they feel like they should get all of the recognition and none for you. Hello, Dave. How are you doing? I like that. That's an interesting image. I used to daydream. Actually, I think my brother and I used to talk about this. We wanted to get a doorbell that sounded like that, but like a doorbell version of it. So I'm going to do it for you guys. Are you ready? That's what we wanted for a doorbell. Never made it happen, but I feel like in this day and age, I could probably make it happen if I really wanted to. Hello, Carrie. How are you doing today? So this is A Gamer's Ways. What else do we have? Did I miss key controller? Wait, where did you see key controller? I do not see key controller. If I missed you, key controller, hello. What else do we have? Mini game. We get it. This is a difficult part of the game, and you don't want to think about the main story. Lit happens. What? No, sorry, there's a period there. It happens. Remember, though, it might only be your thoughts that are a barrier here. You probably need to give yourself more credit. I don't know. I feel like this is for the person who's low vibrational. They're over here, like, feeling like they have all of the elements that they require, but something isn't working. It's like if you were to try to press play on a boombox and it's not got, like, it's not plugged in or it doesn't have batteries. Or if you're trying to start your car, but you don't have your key. This is someone who's looking at it and they're like, it doesn't make sense. I said the things, I paid the person, I did the spell, but it didn't work. You're still over there, like, looking good. And, like, doing stuff that I didn't want you to be able to do. Why is that? That works, Dave. I like that too. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, shout out to Key Controller. Player one, you get the good controller. That's wild. And then we get a card that actually has part of his name. That's weird. The console probably belongs to you, so you get to decide what the game is too. Just remember, you also assume responsibility if something goes wrong. Player one and player two are divine partners. They don't seem to realize that when they wish ill upon somebody who is in their purpose or someone who is trying to do well, there is no way forward for that. You're just not going to win in that situation. The cleric, this is probably you. The cleric is a healer who taps into the energy of spirit guides and angels. So engaged with spirit, they're often perceived to be aloof by others. Having a cleric in your party grants divine favor. You are favored. So if somebody's jealous of you, okay, it's going to happen, by the way. People are going to be haters because you have that energy that draws people to you and they are jealous of that energy. But if they are perceptive enough to see that people are drawn to you, then I would hope at some point they also realize that you are also protected, right? So that magic they're trying to do on you, it's never going to work. Not unless you slip into that low vibrational energy. Hello, Karen. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, the weather forecast makes me sad. We're back to like stormy weather for a whole like week. I just want to see the sunshine. I don't want to use an umbrella. Hello, Zandy. How are you doing? Have a great rest of your day. So this cleric energy, it indicates, yes, we have protective energy around you, but there's also someone who's trying to mess with you who doesn't really know what they're doing. They don't know how to get the outcome that they're looking for, and that's just how it is. Now we have the warlock. This is amusing to me. We have the warlock and new top score. Literally, likely an avid spawn camper. The warlock doesn't have friends. Is that where they hate you? They have minions. They are loyal only to themselves and can be ruthless in ensuring they are victorious in their plots. Spell work may be involved. I told you. They're trying to send negative energy your way. But the problem is, you just like keep winning and it really gets under their skin. This is what the game of life is all about. Gamer striving for a better personal score every day. At these levels, it might be a good idea to find a party to team up with, or better yet, seek out your match and your player too. You're like looking at this hater as if it were a bee like buzzing around you. No, that's worse. A fly buzzing, because I love bees. A fly buzzing around you, like, get out of here, gnat. I don't want to deal with that. Gnat with a G, by the way, right? This is somebody who feels like they should be on your level, but they aren't, and it really infuriates them. And you're over here like, I'm just like looking for people who also have been doing their healing work, who may have also gone through the dark night of the soul, because those are the people that I can connect with. If you're over here hating, whatever, you don't scare me. I'm protected. It's fine. You can do your hating. I ain't worried. This is the Path of Shadows. Ooh, I wish you luck in the move. That sounds like a long distance. Hello, Panagiotis. How are you doing? What else do we have? Eerie Graveyard. As life transcends and we all fall into a silent embrace, the old attachments died, finding closure and grace. Grim Reaper. In the realm of twilight where shadows converge, the Grim Reaper's scythe guides souls to the verge. So you've already leveled up. They can't impact you negatively, but what they can impact is their own karma. They think they're messing with you, but they're really messing with their own ability to reach the level that you're on. So their intention matters, and quite frankly, so does yours. You came through as the cleric. You have a positive energy that you're sharing with others. You might be a healer, and therefore there's protective energy around you. But their determination to try to cause trouble or to send like evil eye your way, it makes them less impactful or less effective and increases that bad karma. Hello, Hannah. How are you doing today? Did I say? Oh, I think I did say hello. Let's start with the personal readings. We've got DFA and then Burton. This is the Santa Muerte. Ooh, let me add Hannah's real quick. Thank you, Hannah. Career change option. And admittance process. And anything you need to know. Absolutely. Thank you, Hannah. That's always a good thing to do. Hello, Redbeard. You get it. That's absolutely true. All right, so for DFA, we have, what does DFA need to know for the week? What does DFA need to know for the upcoming week, please? Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Swords. Positive energy for you, DFA. I like to see it. Something is changing in your favor. It's like what I'm seeing in my mind is someone stopped at a red light and you're looking at the time and you're like, you know what, now's a good time. And if you've ever like blown it to see if it'll actually turn green, it's like you're in control. You choose, you know what, I'm done waiting. Let's make this change. And the universe is like, okay, if you say so, your wish is my command. Six of Pentacles in the reverse, Temperance in the reverse, because you see that a certain situation is not working out anymore. Now, in that example, you're at a stoplight, which is not very serious, but maybe this is referencing a living situation or a work situation where you feel like things don't really seem to have the opportunity or the advancement that you would like. Maybe you feel like it's not really going as well as you had hoped. So I see there being a shift, a change in a very positive direction for you. Perhaps there's an exit ramp or, a new, it's like a new boss or a new mood for your partner if this is romantic energy. But I see you being excited because something that had seemed insurmountable before is now becoming a little bit more clear for you. With this Eight of Swords, keep in mind that there's somebody who gets kind of stuck in the old way of thinking or in the old energy. So this could be someone that you work with or someone that you live with, not really wanting to accept that change is good and needs to be like, appreciated. So this would be like if you've ever worked at a company where they change like their operations software or they change, what computers they're using, or maybe there's just a really different approach when a new boss starts. But this is like when it is headed in the right direction, if there's a little bit of a shift, go with it. And I feel like you're buying into it, you're on board, and someone else is like, no. That's a big difference. So you're going to see what happens when people don't follow that and you're choosing to follow it. And that's why there's positive energy here for you or someone taking notice of you. So good energy for you this week, but be okay with change. Be on board with the change. And good luck to you, DFA. Hello, mummers. Yes, feel free to put your question in a super chat. I'm doing personal questions at this time. So animals love me, Elysian, but I don't know if I would go that far. Oh, that's awesome. And you've earned that. So let's see what we've got for Burton. This is the Tarot of the Nile. Ooh, let me write that down real quick. Thank you, Lee. How's your day going? I've added that for you. Thank you. So how do Amber and Victoria view Burton after yesterday? Let's do Amber first, and then we'll ask about Victoria. How does Amber view Burton after yesterday? So interestingly, this is bookmarked by eights. And I like that because it goes from the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Wands. And so this feels like a positive change. Like initially, I didn't think I could trust you or I didn't understand why you did what you did. But after, getting a little bit more information or seeing a different perspective, I can see what happened. So there's the Ten of Cups and the World. This is like a sense of belonging, or honestly what I'm seeing in my mind is a hug. So this is like forward movement or things being better, lines of communication being open, and someone feeling like there is an easier way to get along than previously. Because before we have this blindfold covering her eyes, right? With the Two of Swords, it's like, I don't know what to believe, or I don't know if I really like you. But now we're moving to this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is trustworthy, reliable energy. So Amber views you more highly than previous to yesterday. And what about Victoria? Victoria is the holdout. It would appear that there is still some issue here. Still an improvement over the day before or 2 days before. But this is like, I need a little bit of time to think about what's going on. And I do feel like it's because there's a third party influence. I don't think it's Amber. I think it's somebody else who is questioning something you did or said. So we have this indecisive energy, Burton. I think with the Four of Wands, we have an impending change in the future, but perhaps Victoria needs to ruminate a little bit more or is, still kind of thinking about something from the past or influenced by another person who seems to not want to be on board with you. Give Victoria a little bit more time. I do feel like that's going to change for the positive. I said change before I saw the Wheel of Fortune. So I would advise with Victoria being a little bit at a distance, give her space, but there's going to be a positive shift there as well. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Hello, Mary. How are you doing today? Court case will go. I've added that for you. Thank you, Mary. So we've got Hannah up next, and then Lee, and then Mary. So for Hannah, we're going to use the Graffiti Tarot. What does Hannah need to know regarding a career change option? What does Hannah need to know regarding a career change option, please? Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Cups. So this particular option that you have in mind is something that is going through some trouble, but they're keeping it from the public's eye, or they're not being honest with you about their current financial or competitive landscape. This is someone who wants you to feel like things are better than they actually are. So with the Knight of Cups, we have someone making an offer that's kind of like brushing under the rug some important details. So this could be someone who makes an offer and it's strong, and then, they pull back a little bit. Oh, we need to lower the salary, or, we've got to change the title. So be wary of this first career change option that comes through. I feel like there's something else here that you become aware of in the next 4 weeks. This other option is something that is in process. They don't have it. It's like they haven't gotten the green light to hire someone else yet. They're going through some issue here, and I feel like they would be able to benefit from your skill set. But it would involve you stepping into a higher level of management or leadership. So you might look at this second option and feel like, I don't know, that might be a little bit of a stretch. Do I have what it takes? Yes, you absolutely do. And would they treat her well? That's what we need to know. Yes, they would. So they're going through it, but they're honest with you about going through it. And they feel like your skill set and your education, you could help them get through that. But it's because they're honest with you about the fact that they're going through this dilemma or this setback. Maybe they've lost an important partner. They are telling you the truth of what's going on in their business because they think you can help, and I feel like you can. Would they pay handsomely for this? Medium. Initially, no. But then when you're able to figure out what to do, it's an improvement. So you may feel more drawn to a first option, but they're not being honest with you about what's really going on. A second option is very honest with you about what they're facing, and it seems a little bit daunting, but you absolutely can manage that, and I think you would be successful there. Anything else regarding the admittance process, please? I believe this is for the first option. They're not telling you what you need to know. 8 of Swords, they want you to be blindfolded or kept away from the troubling update. 4 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Swords. So what I pick up from this initial option, the admittance is frustrating, but you may also feel like there's something like an elephant in the room. So check out the second option. You're so welcome, Hannah. I wish you abundance. Let's see what we've got for Lee. This is the Shadowscapes Tarot. Redbeard, you don't make those decisions. Hello, Delinia. Carrie, I said hello to you, didn't I? I hope so. I think I did. Let's ask the question first. So, what does Lee need to know? What does Lee need to know, please? Five of Swords, 5 of Cups in the reverse, King of Cups, and Strength in the reverse. This feels to me like there's someone having an emotional, like, breakdown, throwing a fit, and it's over, like, nothing. This is just someone who wants to, like, ruin your mood, or someone who is frustrated and they don't know how to deal with it. Likely somebody that you live with or love. Two of Wands in the reverse, and you're over here like, why are you mad? Like, what's the big deal here? Magician and the Page of Cups. I see you being able to navigate this like a pro. Either you know how this person generally acts and you can kind of rein it in a little bit, or you're like trying out a new approach and it's going to be successful. So this kind of reminds me of when I was a manager in a retail location. I had, well, let's just be clear, I was an assistant manager, okay, you guys? I wasn't that cool. But I had an employee who cut themselves and really did not like the sight of blood and gets like overly dramatic about it, right? And as I asked questions of this employee, another one of my employees was like, Carmen, why do you keep asking her questions? That doesn't even matter right now. Who cares? Why are you talking about that? And I'm like, I'm keeping her busy. Because if you're going to freak out over something and I can get you to focus on something else, then maybe you'll calm down. You should try it out sometime, Marty. But there's someone who freaks out, and I see you knowing how to bring it back down a notch or make things easier. So have this confidence, or know that I feel like it might be something that you're just kind of like trying out or kind of new at. But you have a way with words and you have a way with calming people down. So have faith in that. You're an expert as far as I can tell. But whatever has frustrated this individual, it's manageable. It's not the end of the world. It's going to be fine. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Oh, Carrie, I'm so sad to hear that. And my condolences. Hello, Cavante. What are you talking about, Grant? Let's see what we've got for Mary. And Lee, I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Let's go with, this is the Beginner's Tarot. How will the court case for Mary go, please? What will be the outcome of the court case for Mary? Oh, I like that. We have sunshine. That's happiness, positive, satisfaction. And the Six of Pentacles, which is gain, fairness, justice. So I'm getting that somebody has been real quick to try to point that you did something wrong, but I feel like someone is looking at this and saying, I think you were a little bit too quick to try to get this person in trouble. It seems to me like Mary is not trying to be a problem and you're looking for an excuse to like start a problem. So even if you did something that you shouldn't have, it's like, I don't see you causing all this trouble leading up to it, like, first time, right? Or if somebody has tried to make it look like you did something wrong, this judge or this courtroom experience is like, we're on to you. We know what's going on here. So I see a positive outcome. There's going to be somebody here who wants to ask a lot of questions. Keep your answers short. With the King of Cups in the reverse, the reason there's a lot of questions being asked is someone is trying to get you to be emotional in your response. And if you keep your answers short, you can avoid that trap. because we don't want emotions in the courtroom. Emotions are great, they're very useful, but in the courtroom, poker face is best. All right. I wish you luck, and thank you again, Mary. Thank you, Burton. Let me add that real quick. Regarding work. I mean, you are up next, so I don't know if I really need to write it down, but. Hello, Gabriel. How are you doing? Hello, FD. My name is Carmen. Thank you very much. What's up, Vaccinator? I'm very excited for you. I hope it goes well. Oh, you're so welcome, Mary. I'll be keeping you in my prayers, okay? So, what, if anything, exciting will be happening for work for Burton, please? Okay, so this is interesting. How do I explain this? At one point, I remember a boss of mine saying, we've decided to no longer require college degrees for this particular job. So it was like, we realize that people can be successful even when they don't have this box checked. So we're going to make it like a lower barrier of entry. I feel like there's someone here who is saying maybe we've been overly like heavy on the requirements, or maybe we have underestimated what Burton is capable of. So I feel like somebody is saying, let's just like give you a try. Maybe it's like a trial run. What is it that they call it? But I feel like there is something where you were like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I want to get that certification, or I don't know if I want to like learn how to do that other thing. And it's made you wonder, is this going to have any other opportunities for me, or will I be able to pivot into a different industry or career? And I feel like the timing is on your side because there is some sort of change here that is beneficial to you and helps you to stand out as a desirable candidate for something that a year ago you would not have been able to compete for. So important for you to have confidence. Thank you, Samuel. I hope you're having a lovely day. Very important for you to have confidence and to know that this is already a team that feels like you would be able to satisfy the job requirements or make something positive happen here. So, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's you get your foot in the door in a place where you were like pretty certain you wouldn't be able to get what you want, but I see positive energy for you. I see there being an offer that you don't expect, or an opportunity where you felt like it would take longer, you know? Hello, Jose. How are you doing? Oh, thank you for the star. I appreciate you. I am. Thank you, Samuel. Redbeard, I love that you called it sports ball. Too funny. All right, let's see. So I feel like there was a question a little ways back. But let me just pose the question for those of you that are in the live chat. Do we have a request? I'll do a freebie. I'm more of a synchronized swimming fan. I'm not going to make any jokes, but I think I know why. Hello, Dracula. What's going on? Oh, you have a good day too, Dave, and good luck with the move. Hello, Sahir. How are you? I don't know if I'm able to say it. Big D energy. Samuel, should I go back to school part-time? I got you, Samuel. This is the Earth and Bones Tarot.
Should Samuel go back to school part-time? Would that be a smart move for Samuel? Yes. 10 of Petals, which is the 10 of Pentacles. It would help you to make more money. But with the High Priestess in the reverse, this is saying don't overshoot it. You might be tempted to go for something that covers multiple careers or multiple directions when I feel like you already know the path that you want to take. So it's like when you go through a drive-through and you can order a meal and some of them are like, "Would you like the medium or the large?" I hate it when they do that because I'm just like, "Give me the meal." Like, I don't know. I don't need like a cup that I could like use as a weapon, you know? This is like if you have options and there are some that are, supersized, I don't see you really needing to go all in, right? You don't need to have like the large size meal, okay? So there is maybe a shorter program or a more like niche program, and because you have experience, it aligns more closely. Oops, sorry. I read it wrong. That's funny. Oh, thank you, Samuel. I appreciate that. So we do have the Queen of Jars. I feel like you're going to make a really important friend in this continuing education situation. Someone who helps you to feel like you belong or that you are understood, and also helps you to see a different perspective. And this is someone who helps you from an emotional standpoint, but this is also someone who gives you really good advice regarding your career. So part of the reason it's important for you to go back to school is it looks like you meet a mentor or like you find a new best friend. So I love that for you. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. Thank you for putting a smile on my face. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.